I wasn't looking for trouble that night. I was looking for scrap. The desert outside the city was a graveyard of things people didn't want anymore. Broken drones, cracked cargo pods, outdated satellites that had fallen back to Earth like meteorites with paperwork problems. I came out here when my rent was late and my dignity was negotiable. You'd be surprised how much money people paid for forgotten tech, especially if it still glowed. That's what caught my eye first. A soft blue pulse, barely visible against the sand, like something breathing light instead of air. At first, I thought it was a crashed medical drone. Then I got closer and realized it was curved, organic, sleek in a way human machines never were. No logos, no serial numbers, no warning labels telling me I'd be fined or arrested for touching it. Just a smooth, oval pod, half buried, cracked open like an egg. I stood there for a full minute, debating whether this was a bad idea. I'd lost enough arguments with common sense in my life to know when it was about to win one. Then I heard a sound.
Soft. Weak.
Not mechanical. Not human. A breathy, trembling whimper. I froze. Every horror movie instinct I had started screaming at me. But I still moved forward, slow and stupid, because that's what humans do. We walk directly toward things that should absolutely kill us. The pod was warm. The inside was lined with some kind of soft, glowing mesh that pulsed like veins. And curled in the center, wrapped in shredded pieces of silver fabric, was a girl. A feline girl. Not in a cosplay way. Not in a genetic experiment on the news way. In a very real, very impossible way. She had soft fur instead of skin in some places, patterned like starlight. Tall, delicate ears that twitched at the faintest sound. A long tail curled protectively around her legs. Her face was mostly human, but her eyes were wrong. Too big, too luminous, glowing faintly gold even while half-closed in pain. She was bleeding. Not red. Something iridescent, like liquid moonlight. I whispered, Okay, that's new. Her chest rose and fell unevenly. There was a deep gash along her side, and scorch marks across her shoulder like she'd been thrown out of something at high speed. She looked fragile. Not in a cute way. In a she might not survive the night way. I didn't think. I never do. I dropped my bag and climbed into the pod. The moment my hand brushed her fur, her eyes snapped open.
They locked onto me. Wide.
Alert. Terrified. I held my hands up. Hey, it's okay. I'm not going to hurt you. She made a sound that was halfway between a gasp and a growl. Her pupils dilated. Then she said, in a voice that was soft, shaking, and absolutely not from any language I knew, You have touched me. I blinked.
Yeah.
That's fair. Her ears flattened. Her breathing hitched. Her tail tightened around her leg. You have chosen me. No, I what? I mean, I didn't listen, you're hurt. I'm just trying to help. She stared at me like I'd just said something obscene. You approached me in my broken state. I approached you because you're bleeding glowing stuff. You placed your hands on me. Yes, because you're bleeding glowing stuff. Her gaze softened. And that somehow made it worse. You are gentle, she whispered. I froze. This was not the reaction I'd expected. She reached out with shaking fingers and lightly wrapped them around my wrist. My brain shut off.
My soul left my body.
You are mine now, she said. I laughed. I had to, because the alternative was screaming. Okay, listen. I don't know what kind of language glitch is happening here, but I promise I am not. You have accepted the bond. No, I have accepted the responsibility of basic first aid. She tried to sit up and immediately winced, clutching her side. I caught her without thinking. She gasped softly as I pulled her against me. Her entire body went still. Her eyes widened. Her ears trembled. Her tail twitched.
Oh, no.
No, I muttered. That was not romantic. That was gravity. She was staring at me like I'd just proposed. You hold me like a protector, she whispered. I hold you like a person who does not want you to hit the floor. She leaned her forehead against my chest. I am safe. I swallowed. Something about the way she said it, quiet, Certain, like it was a fact she hadn't felt in a long time, hit me harder than I expected. I cleared my throat. Okay, we're going to do something real quick. I'm going to patch you up. Then we're going to talk about how I absolutely do not belong to you. She made a soft, please sound. I did not like that. I pulled out my portable medkit. Basic human stuff. Skin patches, sealant foam, antiseptic spray. When I sprayed her wound, she flinched. I whispered, sorry. She looked at me, confused. Why do you apologize? Because it hurts. You are not causing the pain, she said. You are stopping it. I shrugged. Still feels rude. She watched me carefully as I worked, her gaze intense, unblinking. This is intimate, she said. I choked. This is medical. On my world, she said, only bonded ones may touch wounds. Well, on my world, we let strangers do it if they're not trying to steal our organs. She tilted her head. Your world is reckless. I laughed. Yeah, that tracks. When I finished sealing the wound, she exhaled slowly, her shoulders relaxing. Then she reached up and placed her palm against my cheek. I stiffened. Her touch was warm.
Soft.
You have given me safety, she said. You have seen me in weakness. You have earned me. I stared at her. I have earned a medical bill, I said. She smiled. It was small, but real, and it did something unpleasant to my chest. My name is Sarah Teal, she said. Daughter of the ninth moon. I blinked. That's very fancy. You are my bonded protector now. What is your name? I hesitated. Mark. She repeated it slowly. Marque. Then she leaned forward and pressed her forehead against mine. I stopped breathing. My Mark, she whispered. Oh no. She curled closer to me, purring softly. Actual purring. I stared at the cracked sky of the desert, my brain melting. This was not in the job description. You need to get home, I said weakly. She nodded.
Yes.
I will bring you. I meant you. She smiled again. Yes. I exhaled. This is going to be a long night. She shifted slightly, adjusting herself against my chest like it was the most natural place in the universe.
You are warm, she said.
That's body heat. I will sleep near you so predators do not steal you. I am the predator here. She frowned. You are too gentle. I opened my mouth to argue. Then her communicator lit up. A symbol bloomed into the air. Regal. Sharp.
Terrifying.
Her ears flattened. She sat up straighter, suddenly serious. They have found me, she whispered. Who? My family. I swallowed. How bad is that? She looked at me, then placed her hand on my chest. They will believe you have claimed me. The symbol pulsed. A transmission opened. Her voice was soft. Proud. I am safe, she said into the air. I have been bonded by a human. I stared. Oh, you did not just tell them that. She leaned into me, purring. They are coming. I didn't sleep. Not because I was worried about alien royal fleets or interstellar misunderstandings or the fact that a glowing-eyed feline girl was curled against my side like she'd claimed me as a luxury pillow.
No.
I didn't sleep because she kept making content little noises. Soft hums. Gentle purrs. Occasional murmured words in a language that sounded like music and static had a baby. And every single time she shifted, her tail brushed my leg, which my brain absolutely refused to ignore. This was not a situation I had any emotional training for. I lay there, staring at the cracked ceiling of my apartment, questioning every life choice that had led me to this moment. At some point, I whispered, "You know I can't breathe if you stay on my chest, right?" She blinked awake. "Oh," she said softly, lifting her head. "I am heavy." "You are a lot of things," I said. "Heavy is not one of them." She looked pleased. That worried me. She propped herself on one elbow, studying my face like I was a strange artifact. "You are very expressive," she said. "That's just my face. When you are confused, your eyebrows become little question marks." I snorted. "That's not a thing." She traced the air above my forehead. It is now. I swallowed. Not for any specific reason. Just situational panic. You really shouldn't be this close, I said. She tilted her head. Why? Because you're a stranger. She frowned. No, I am bonded. No, you are convinced you're bonded.
Yes, she said.
That is what bonded means. I sat up, dragging my hands down my face. This is a misunderstanding. She watched me with patient curiosity, like I was a child explaining something adorable. On my world, she said, bonding occurs when one rescues another in a moment of true vulnerability. That's dramatic. It is sacred. That's inconvenient. She smiled gently. You did not hesitate. I saw someone hurt. You chose me. I chose not letting you die. That is a choice. I opened my mouth, then closed it, then sighed. Okay.
Fine.
Let's pretend for a moment that your culture is right. What exactly do you think this bond means? She scooted closer. Of course she did. It means you are my protector. I already don't like that word. It means I belong to you. I definitely don't like that word. And you belong to me. I stared at her. That one is aggressively not happening. She blinked.
Why?
Because humans don't do ownership like that. She frowned harder. Then why do you protect? Because we care. She stared. Just stared. Like I'd spoken nonsense. You care, she repeated slowly. Without obligation? Yes. Without exchange? Yes. Without claim? Yes. She leaned back slightly. Her ears drooped. That makes no sense. Welcome to Earth. She was quiet for a moment. Then she said softly, on my world, kindness always has a reason. I didn't like the way that sat in my chest. She stood up carefully, testing her healing wound. When she was steady, she began wandering around my apartment, which, in hindsight, was a terrible idea. She picked up my mug. This is your drinking vessel? Yes. She sniffed it, then licked it. I choked. Why would you do that? To taste what you like. That is not how mugs work. She nodded seriously. It is now. She wandered to my couch, poked the cushions, then sat. Hard, like she expected it to fight her. When it didn't, she blinked. This furniture accepts me. That's its job. She stretched out, tail flicking lazily. You live alone. That's not a question. You have no pack. I have a friend who owes me money. That does not count. She lay on her back, staring at the ceiling. You are lonely. I opened my mouth to deny it, then closed it. Rude. She smiled. You are all so kind. Stop observing me like I'm a bug. You are more interesting than bugs. High praise. She rolled onto her side, propping her head on her hand. So, she said casually, when will you present me to your family? I nearly fell off my chair. Absolutely never.
Why?
Because my mother will think I joined a cult. She blinked. What is a cult? Never mind. She stood up again, walked over, and sat directly on my lap. My brain blue screened. This is not a chair, I said weakly. You are warm. That is not permission. She studied my face again. Your heart is fast. Stop noticing that. She leaned closer. I leaned back. We froze. Her eyes were inches from mine. On my world, she whispered, this is how bonded ones share breath. This is how humans panic. She tilted her head, amused. You are adorable when you are distressed. Stop flirting. I do not know what that is. You are doing it. She smiled wider. I like doing it. Of course she did. I gently moved her off me and stood. Okay. New rules. You don't sit on me without asking.
You don't lick my things.
And you don't tell anyone I belong to you. She considered, then nodded. Very well. Then she added, but you still do. I groaned. Later, when I finally convinced her to eat actual human food, she stared at the microwave like it was a sorcery box. This device sings when it is done, she said. Yes. Why? Because humans like noise. She pressed the buttons experimentally. Your species is strange. You have no idea. She took one bite of instant noodles and froze. Her eyes widened. This is magnificent. That's sodium. You have mastered pleasure. That's capitalism. She ate like she'd never seen food before. Then she looked at me, serious again. They will be here soon. Your family? She nodded. They will demand you prove your claim. I don't have a claim. To them, you do. Do they kill people? Only if dishonored. I do not like that word. They will not harm you, she added quickly. Not unless you fail. That is not comforting. She walked closer, placed her hand over my heart. I will not let them take you from me. I am not a pet. You are a treasure. I am a renter with a bad credit score. She smiled. Still mine. I pinched the bridge of my nose. Listen. If they come, I will explain. She shook her head. They do not understand explanations. Great. They understand strength. I am a man who cries at animal commercials. That is strength, she said softly. I looked at her. Really looked. She wasn't teasing.
She meant it.
And that scared me more than the fleet. I sat on the couch. She joined me. Not on my lap.
Progress.
You don't belong to me, I said quietly. You get that, right? She studied me. I want to. That answer hurt more than I expected.
Why?
I asked. She hesitated, then said, because you touched me without wanting anything. My throat tightened. That should be normal. It is not, she said. We sat there in silence. Her communicator pulsed again. Brighter. Closer. She leaned against me. Not possessive. Just scared. You could let them take me, she whispered. You would be safe. I swallowed. I hated that word again. No, I said. She looked up. You would not. I didn't save you just to give you back. Her ears perked. Her tail flicked. Her eyes softened. You choose me again, she said. I choose that no one gets hurt. She smiled. Then curled closer. Not claiming. Just trusting. And for the first time, since this whole disaster started, I didn't pull away. The first thing that happened was the sky changed color. Not dramatically, like in movies. No thunder, no shockwaves. Just a subtle shift, like someone had adjusted the saturation slider on reality. The blue dulled. The clouds froze mid-drift. My phone lost signal, then flickered, then went completely black. Sarah Teal noticed before I did. Her ears flattened. Her tail wrapped tightly around her leg. They are here, she whispered. I stood up slowly, my stomach sinking. Okay, we're going to stay calm. She looked at me. You say that when you are not calm. I am emotionally committed to lying to myself. There was a sound outside, deep, vibrating like a distant animal call mixed with thunder. The windows trembled. My coffee mug slid an inch across the table. Sarah Teal moved closer to me, without thinking. Not possessive. Protective. Which was ironic, considering I was the one about to be judged by an interstellar royal family. The air shimmered. Then reality folded. That's the only way I can describe it. Like space itself peeled back, and something enormous stepped through. I walked to the window. I regretted it instantly. 3 ships hovered above the street. Not sleek like hers. These were angular, armored, bristling with glowing markings that pulsed like veins. They looked less like vehicles and more like beasts waiting to pounce. A dozen figures descended.
Tall, broad, clawed.
Feline, like her, but heavier, sharper, built for war. And at the center, draped in layered metallic fabric that looked grown rather than made, was a female twice Sarah Teal's height. Her eyes burned gold. Her presence alone made my knees feel optional. That, I said faintly, is not a family reunion vibe. Sarah Teal inhaled, then stepped forward. I grabbed her wrist. Don't. She looked at me. You are my protector, she said softly. I sighed. You're really committed to that. The door didn't open. It dissolved. Light poured in. The tall one stepped through. Her gaze locked onto Sarah Teal instantly. My daughter, she said, her voice resonating like it came from inside my bones. Sarah bowed.
Deep.
Instinctual. My mother, she replied. Then her mother's eyes shifted.
To me.
I had never been evaluated by a predator before. I did not enjoy it. She took one step closer. Then another. Her eyes narrowed. This, she said, is the human. I raised my hand.
Hi.
I can explain. She did not care. She leaned down until her face was level with mine. You touched my daughter in her broken state. I swallowed. Yes, but medically. You claimed her. No, culturally. You are weak. Emotionally, yes. She straightened. You do not look like a conqueror. I once lost a fight with a vending machine. A murmur rippled through the gathered warriors. Sarah stepped between us. He saved me. Her mother's gaze softened. Just a fraction.
He marked you.
I blinked. I did not mark anyone. Sarah gestured to the faint, glowing imprint on her wrist. I stared. That was not there before. It is a bond sign, she said proudly.
My soul left my body.
You bonded with a human, her mother said. Yes. By your law, he now holds claim. I do not want him to hold me, Sarah said quickly. I choose him. I pinched my nose. This was not getting better. Her mother turned back to me. You will face the trial. I laughed. I couldn't help it. I'm sorry, what? You will prove your intent. I don't even know what my intent is. I found her bleeding in a pod. Murmurs again. Her mother's ears twitched. You approached a fallen royal without demand? Yes. You did not extract technology?
No.
You did not seek reward?
No.
You did not claim her for leverage?
No.
Then why? I opened my mouth, then closed it, then shrugged. Because she was hurt. Silence. The kind that makes you feel like you've said something obscene. Sarah looked at me like I'd just invented a new color. Her mother stared. That is not a reason. It is to us, I said. She stepped closer. You would risk yourself for a stranger. Yes. For nothing. Yes. She looked at her warriors. Then back at me. You are dangerous. I blinked. I don't even own a weapon. You destabilize purpose, she said. You undo law with softness. I swallowed. Look, I don't want her owned. I don't want to own her. I want her to be safe. Sarah eyes shimmered. You would release me, she whispered. If that's what you want, I said. Her tail stilled. Her ears drooped. That is not what bonding is, she murmured. That's what choice is. Her mother watched this exchange carefully. You shame our traditions. Probably, I admitted. But I don't mean to. She raised one claw. The warriors tensed. Sarah gasped. I stepped forward. Instinct. Stupid human instinct. Don't, I said. Everything froze. Her mother stared at me. You challenge me? I ask you not to hurt anyone. You do not command me. I'm not trying to. I'm just asking. There was another murmur. Her mother's pupils narrowed. You fear me. Yes. Yet you stand. Yes.
Why?
I hesitated, then said, because she's scared. Sarah sucked in a breath. Her mother's gaze flicked to her, then back to me. On our world, she said, we protect what we own. On mine, I replied, we protect what we love. Another silence. Sarah stepped closer to me, not hiding, choosing. I do not want a protector who owns me, she said quietly. I want one who sees me. Her mother stared.
Long. Hard.
Then slowly, she lowered her claw. You have infected her, she said. With what? I asked. Humanity. Sarah smiled. I felt dizzy. You will face the trial, her mother said. Not to fight. To explain. I blinked. Explain what? Why my daughter looks at you like you are home. My chest tightened. I glanced at Sarah. She wasn't clinging. She wasn't claiming. She was just there. Waiting. Trusting. I nodded slowly. Okay, I said. I'll explain. Her mother turned to her warriors. Prepare the court. Then she looked at me again. If you fail, she returns. And if I succeed? She paused. You change us. I did not like that responsibility. Sarah reached for my hand. I let her. Not because of law. Because I wanted to. Her fingers curled into mine. Not possessive. Not claiming. Just present. And for the first time since this started, I realized something terrifying. This wasn't a misunderstanding anymore. This was a choice. I expected the trial to be loud. I expected roaring crowds, glowing weapons, dramatic chanting, maybe someone throwing something sharp at my face. What I did not expect was quiet. The space they brought me into felt more like a cathedral than a courtroom. Vast, open, floating slightly above the ground, its walls made of living metal that pulsed faintly like a heartbeat. Tall figures lined the edges, watching in absolute silence. No growls. No threats. Just eyes. All on me. Sarah stood beside me. Not clinging. Not hiding. Just present. Her mother sat at the far end, elevated slightly, her posture regal and terrifying. You will speak, she said. About what? I asked. Why you touched what was not yours. I swallowed. That's already phrased unfairly. A few ears twitched. I stepped forward anyway. Not brave. Just tired of being scared. I didn't touch something, I said. I touched someone. A murmur rippled through the chamber. Her mother's eyes narrowed. Explain. I found her bleeding, I said. Alone. Scared. I didn't know who she was. I didn't know what she was. I just knew she was hurting. Silence. So I helped. You did not ask for payment.
No.
You did not ask for allegiance.
No.
You did not seek advantage.
No.
Then why, she asked, did you interfere with fate? I hesitated, then shrugged. Because I didn't like it. That got reactions. Actual reactions. Confusion. Discomfort.
Curiosity.
You did not like what? Her mother pressed. The idea of someone being in pain when I could stop it. A warrior whispered, that is illogical. Yeah, I said. We get that a lot. Sarah ears perked. You claim no ownership, her mother said. Correct. You reject the bond. I reject the force bond. She leaned forward. You shame our customs. Then maybe our customs need better PR, I said before thinking. Sarah made a tiny choking sound that might have been a laugh. I cleared my throat. Look, where I come from, helping someone doesn't mean they owe you. It doesn't mean they belong to you. It just means you saw a chance to be decent and you took it. Decency is weakness, a warrior muttered. I turned. No, I said. It's effort. That made a few of them uncomfortable.
Good.
You say you would let her go, her mother said. Yes. Even now. Yes. Sarah tail stilled. Her eyes widened. You would release her, her mother repeated, after forming this bond. I didn't form anything, I said. She chose me. Sarah inhaled sharply. Her mother turned to her. Is this true? Sarah hesitated, then nodded. He never claimed me, she said softly. He never demanded. He never commanded. He never even assumed. She looked at me. He asked. A murmur spread. That is not strength, a warrior scoffed. No, I said. It's respect. Her mother stared at me for a long time. You make everything smaller, she said. I try. You reduce sacred law to emotion. Emotion is kind of our thing. You would let her walk away, she said. Yes. Sarah turned fully toward me. You would, she asked quietly. Yes. Her ears drooped. Her eyes shimmered. That would hurt you, she whispered. Yes. A ripple went through the court. Her mother tilted her head. You accept pain without gain. Yes. That is not natural. No, I agreed. It's human. Sarah took a step closer. Not possessive. Not afraid. Just choosing. My people say bonds are chains, she said. But you made me feel like I could breathe. Her mother's jaw tightened. I do not want to be owned, Sarah continued. I want to be wanted. The room stilled. I didn't move.
Didn't speak.
This was her moment. She looked at her mother. I choose him, she said. Not as property. As a person. Her mother rose. The entire court bowed. She stepped forward, towering over me again. You have broken our laws, she said. Probably. You have confused my daughter. I do that to everyone. You have weakened her. No, Saratiel said firmly. He showed me a new strength. Her mother studied her. Then me. Then the warriors. This species, she said slowly, does not conquer with claws. Nope. They conquer with presence. I shrugged. We're emotionally aggressive. A few of the warriors actually snorted. Her mother exhaled.
Long. Deep.
You have passed, she said. I blinked. Wait, what? You did not claim her, she said. She claimed herself. Saratiel's ears perked. You will not be punished, her mother continued. You will not be challenged. Thank you. You will be studied. I do not like that word. She turned to Saratiel. You are free. Saratiel froze. Free, she whispered. Yes. No ownership. No obligation. No chains. Just choice. Saratiel looked at me. Not desperately. Not pleading. Just open. I can go, she said. Yes, I replied. You would not stop me.
No.
Her tail flicked. She stepped closer. Then closer. Then took my hand. I do not want to go, she said. My chest tightened. You don't have to stay. I want to. Her mother watched carefully. You choose him, she said. Yes. For no law. Yes. For no obligation. Yes. For no claim. Yes. Her mother exhaled again. He does not own you, she said. I know. You will be strange, her mother warned. I already am, Saratiel replied. That got actual laughter. From multiple warriors. Her mother paused. Then smiled. A little. Humans, she said, are emotionally irresponsible. Guilty. You destabilize. Also guilty. You do not dominate.
No.
You invite. Saratiel squeezed my hand. I accept, she said. Her mother stepped back. The bond is redefined, she declared. Not as claim, but as consent. The court murmured. Some confused. Some intrigued. Some horrified. I let out a breath I hadn't realized I was holding. Saratiel leaned closer. You are shaking, she whispered. Adrenaline. I like it when you're honest. I'm always honest. You lie to yourself constantly. Rude. Later, when the ships were gone and the sky had returned to normal, we stood on my balcony. She leaned against the railing, tail flicking lazily. So, she said, what happens now? You don't lick my mugs. She smiled. I make no promises. You sleep on the couch. She frowned. That is far. You don't tell the galaxy I belong to you. She tilted her head. But you do. I sighed. Emotionally, maybe. She smiled wider. You are very human, she said. And you're very not. She stepped closer. Not touching. Just close. You did not take me, she said. You waited. That's how it works. I choose you, she said again. Not loud. Not dramatic. Just certain. I swallowed. Okay. She blinked. That is all. I'm trying to be normal about this. She considered, then leaned in and pressed her forehead to my chest. This is bonding, she said. This is hugging. I like hugging. Me too. She purred.
Of course she did.
Later that night, she sent a message into space. Humans do not conquer worlds. They emotionally destabilize them. I read it, then sighed. This is going to follow me forever, isn't it? She smiled. Yes.